Colleagues, it's Tusana PM Sabata. I'm doing a recording on multiple tops. I'd promised this on one of my tweets last week that I was going to do a short video on Tesla, why I'd said Tesla had multiple tops. But now that it's almost a week ago, I'd rather do a new one so that I'm not blamed for looking at stocks which have already fallen and trying to justify my case. But I will start off the discussion from this website here, FinViz, and how the idea generation comes around. And I'll keep it brief. I won't go into lots of details. First up, I like shorting. So predominantly, I'm a short seller. So I'll come and look for the highs. Stocks which are making highs. Here's a group of them. And once you start looking at these, you can easily pick a trend. Industrial materials, biotech, medical instrument suppliers, biotech, telecom services. No. Telecom service is not a high. So it's biotech, medical instruments, biotech. So predominantly you can tell that something is going on the biotech side and the medical instruments. So I went on to both of them and tried to scan them, but I won't deal much on detail on that. I'll just go back to the medical instruments part where I had some great news for myself. This is it. This is not a stock which I will ever trade. It doesn't have options. I trade using options. So it doesn't have options. I wouldn't touch it at all, but it's making tops. And for my idea generation, I want to go into the sector and see what the sector is doing. So I come to this sector. I know what I can trade and what I cannot trade. So I just go and remove all those which I cannot trade, or rather focus on all those which I can trade, optionable and shortable. These are the stocks. And also, I don't like market caps below 20 billion. But unfortunately, this thing doesn't help me that much when I'm doing my screening. So I will have to settle with 10 billion, larger than 10 billion. And this is all I get. Clean one pager. Then I just sort them with by market cap. When you have such a small sample of about 15, you can literally go through all of them and look at how they are looking. I'll just go through quickly. You can see PDX is making tops also. Baxter making tops also. Tops. RMD tops. So the top 6 in this sector are all making highs. Then what I do is I go into each one of them on Thinkorswim using my template to see which ones I would like the most. I did for the top 6. Then I realized that RMD is the one which is giving me the best joy on technical setup. There it is. As a company, its PE is a little bit crazy, but I'm intending to short, so that's not a problem for me. Everything else looks fine, but inside the transactions, this number is a little bit too high. So it's telling me that insiders are dumping this stock. Other than that, it's had a good run. Previous year, 36% high. So it's had a good run. So what I do after this, I've zeroed in on this one, but I only zeroed in on it after doing some going through Thinkorswim. So let's go there. What was I looking for on Thinkorswim? I like to see this. I like to see them grouping like this. All of these stock RSIs grouped to the top, like there, like there, like there. These are typical tops. But to know exactly where the top is and what's likely to happen, you need this grouping and some divergence. If you get this grouping and you get divergence, you are closer to the real top. So this is the daily chart. We have the groupings. Fine. Do we have divergence? Yes, we do. There is the top for RSI there. And the new high is not confirmed by RSI. It's not touching this top line there. Yet the price has gone to new highs. That's typical divergence. There's the top. You can see it's almost making a double top here at the bottom, but it's not quite. But at the top there, it's clear that it's made new highs. That's divergence. And on both cases, we had groupings. So that's a top setup for me, which is likely to result in the market going down or having a side chain. Then I go into the weekly chart to try and get my multiple top analysis. What is the weekly doing? Also grouped. All of them are grouped to the top. What's happened to RSI? Divergence. You can see that this is the top here, the previous top in RSI. And where is it now? Nowhere close to that divergence. So the daily and the weekly are both telling me that there is grouping, there is divergence. Take it further to a monthly setup. What is the monthly doing? Grouped. Double top. Going further there, divergence. Clearly not making the new high with this one. So even the monthly chart is telling me that there is divergence and there is grouping. So this is multiple top setup. That's where I get my multiple top analysis. So RMD, I'm seeing a multiple top formation, and this is a stock to trade, short. Just go back to my weekly chart. So this is how I get my multiple top analysis. We're done there. Let me just quickly go to Tesla and show you the similar one, because I promised I'll do Tesla last week and I didn't. But I called this one. There's Tesla. See, they are grouped. The last time they were grouped were somewhere here. There it is. And this is a weekly, it's a little bit late, but I was seeing this grouping and I went to the monthly chart also. And what did we have on the monthly chart? Grouping. And what was RSI doing? Almost a double top. On the daily chart, I think it was on the 14th, yes, it was somewhere there. Where is the 14th? This is 13. It was on this day, the very top. That's where I called this one short. What was I seeing? This grouping there. Divergence. It was refusing to make the new highs with the RSI. So that's why I called this one. Weekly grouping, daily grouping, monthly grouping. I called it exactly there on the 14th. And since then, it hasn't seen this high again. Oh, just take note of this. The very top there was on the 14th. I called it before the market opened. Let's quickly go there. I also called PKI, is the same scenario. If you look at this one, and I called you to see this grouping, I just used the daily chart. And since then, it hasn't seen these highs again. Tesla, here I was commenting about Tesla. Where is this? Here is the tweet which I posted. Multiple time frame top confirmation on Tesla daily, weekly, monthly. All agree. This is a topping zone. A short video to follow. I did not make this video. That's why I'm making it now. I just don't want to make it on Tesla only because it will be using the rear view mirror bias. but I wanted to post one new one, brand new, and show you how I come up with these top formations when I can confirm that this is a real top. So yeah, that was Tesla. I did it on the 14th. Now I'm just posting you a new one, RMD. There we are grouping there, and 2 weeks down the line, I'll post a video telling you that I nailed it. That's just the way it is. That's how I do my top analysis. This is just a quick short video I wanted to post. Really, I was making it to make up for the promise which I had made that I would post a short video on Tesla daily, why I called it multiple time frame top confirmation. So I've done it using also RMD. And that's what it is. I'm out. We'll see this one in 2 weeks' time and see how we call the top. But once you see, in essence, look for these top informations, the groupings, divergence, RSI refusing to confirm, price making new highs, you know you are at a top. Once you see divergence and these groupings, it's time to pull your shots. And I use options. Even if this thing was to blow off my face, my portfolio is insured. I would make some small money, about 3%, if it blows off. At the basic of options, I would advise somebody to use, for this one, a put back spread ratio. But if you are a more experienced trader, options trader, you can use a variation of that diagonals and whatever, so that even if it blows out of on you, you still make money. If it goes your way down, you make a killing. It's on how you set it up. But I was just showing you how to pick these multiple time frame tops. I thank you. It's 2:09 p.m. Sebata. Bye bye.